Chapter 4. The Big Dade Valley. The valley with the biggest dades in the whole wide world was founded by God. At the beginning of time, God and the devil were super best friends and had a lot of butt sex because they were butt buddies, and they were both super gay. But they also had a job to do, and they were sent to take good care of all mankind and to teach them good lessons. But as we all know, things can be very complicated if you screw around with your colleagues. The problem was that the devil had a really sensitive rectum, and God, who had designed his own penis, had a mega humongous wiener, and the devil hated it. And since God was in charge, because he was much bigger, the devil had to take it in the butt. That's how stuff works. And the devil got more and more frustrated. Of course, they both really loved to rip up the arms and legs of little baby girls while they were sleeping, so they can learn to be more careful. But the devil became just nasty. I mean really nasty. He was completely out of control and just randomly cut off all mankind's penises. That was his thing. And it's just nasty. And God got super pissed off, because they had a serious job to do. And that was to find new funny diseases, and cripple little boys, but mostly girls, and stuff. But the devil didn't care much for that, and he wouldn't stop until every penis of all men and some of the women were chopped off. And it couldn't last. And there was only one way to settle it: a date off. A good old-fashioned man-oh-man. And God won, because he was a 7 feet tall grown man. And the devil was a 2 feet little ugly red goat with pube hair coming out of his face. And everybody knows that little red goats with pube hair added to their facial features have mega small dades. So the goat devil went totally bananas and just started chopping off penises all over the place. And God got super pissed off and kicked him in his tiny goat nuts. So he cried. The devil had crossed the fine line of good God humor. You can't just chop off people's ding-dings. No sir. And no one wanted to see him again. Especially all man. And the devil was super pissed off, getting outdated, and all. But he had to leave the face of the earth. That's a universal law. When you lose an official date off. So the devil packed up his stuff and went to the only entrance there was to inner earth. And that was straight through the big crack smack dab in the middle of the vicious swamps of Vajrania, later called the devil's stinking anus. At that time, it was a whole different place. It was a nice beautiful little oasis for all mankind to rest his penis. And it was super nice. But after the devil moved in, that little beautiful oasis changed. The first thing that happened was that all the fish died and started stinking it up real bad. And then a vicious rainforest swamp with all kind of monster animals grew up. And it was spreading real fast. At that time the devil made a pact with the nastiest ugly Nazi beavers in the whole universe that was living down there, and they too was pissed off about everything. They could under the right circumstances be released and spray out smack dab in the middle of all man's face and give all mankind a nasty vagina slime face job. And the devil was fixing to take over the earth. And when God saw all that, he had to kick the tiny little goat nuts again, and again, and again. Devils just don't fit. So in order to keep him and his Nazi beaver helpers in the hole, he had only one solution, and that was to plant the biggest goddamn dates in the whole wide world of all mankind, right there on the brink of the hole they'll later call the devil's anus. So they can dangle right down his face, and maybe a little down the chin too, so he'll remember what a sick twisted butthead he is. So you can say about the dates in Big Dade Valley, they are God's own nuts on earth, keepers of the world as we know it, from the total vegetatorial takeover, which will destroy all man and turn them into beavers. And God really loved his dates and checked up on them every time he could. But real professional date handling is a big time consumer. So it was a miraculous stroke of luck when he realized that a group of date handlers were heading for the valley, and he recognized Little Butts, who gave him so much joy and fun, bending his arms and legs all over the place. But God was a straight-out practical guy. So he thought that maybe the boy looks a little funny with all the limbs bending the wrong way, and it may give him some disadvantages when it comes to date handling. But I've got an ace up the sleeve. More arms and legs.